shuffle up the buffalo, shuffle up the buffalo. Oh, buffaloes never die, never die, never die. Oh, buffaloes never die, they simply fade away. How do you do, all your buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do, all your buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? It's the same old street refrain.
Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium, NTFL Under-18 football, St Mary's vs Buffaloes. I'm your host, Robert Hale, with host Stu Davis. Hey Stu, how you going, mate?
Good, thanks, Robbie. Should be a good contest, this one.
Yeah, both sides have some very good players in. You've got Tyrese Raymond for the Buffaloes, William Munkara and a few others that have played Premier League football. Kalen Russell, a 15-year-old that's made the South Australian under-15 side last year. And we commentated St Mary's in round one, and they had those boys, Michael Romolo, McPhee, a few of those fellas, Edwin Niembo. So those guys, Brett Wilson, so they're all in today. So so there should be a very good hit out here.
Yeah, Parker Fawcett back in the game, back in the side as well. Been playing Premier League reserves footy and comes back in. He's the captain of St Mary's under-18, so an important inclusion.
Yeah,
as
I've seen him play in round one against Waratahs. He was pretty good, I thought. No Nick Stefanakis. I'm not too sure where Nick is.
Yeah, so should be a great contest. So yeah, you mentioned that game against Waratah in round one where they won by about 10 goals, and Darwin had the bye in round one and played last week and went down by 16 points. But we know that Buffaloes and Saints always a strong contest.
Yeah, Buffaloes got that loss last week against Palmy, but Palmy could be the best side in the comp, I think, early on. So be a good game here.
So game's underway. Flying high over the top was Kazamba for St Mary's, but no advantage taken, and another ball up quickly. Kazamba hooks this one back over the back, running onto it down there, and clearance won by Raymond for Darwin out to the outer side of the ground, and some quick ball movement, sees the ball inside forward 50, chopped off in defence by Michael Williams for St Mary's. Working hard on the ground was the big fella Kazamba, but pretty hot pace early as Roses gets the hand pass inboard, and plenty of traffic in defence coming across there. Was Connor Williams. Umpire judged that he was caught around the ankles, and so he'll take the free kick. He looks to chip the ball into the centre of the ground. Mark almost spilt there, but Ethan Bush took it on the second grab and now kicks out towards the grandstand wing. Nicely marked by Devery, who was outstanding in that first game.
Yeah, he was.
And just terrific evasive skills. Gets through a couple of opponents, and McPhee kicks long inside forward 50. The ball slips over the top. Fawcett runs onto it for St Mary's. Hooks the ball around the corner. An opportunity early, and he's found Anthony McWilliams directly in front, only about 15 metres out. So a pretty good build-up for Saints.
Yeah.
And McWilliams just in the right place as the hook kick came in and dropped a bit short.
Yeah, watching this game, St Mary's do look like they spread very good. Buffaloes might have... Oh, he's got it.
Yep.
A couple of boys there, McWilliams, Williams. Those blokes are all Buffs juniors, and now Connor Williams as well, that have all come over to Saints. Michael Williams, 21 for Saints, is the son of Mick Williams from the Buffaloes days, 80s, 90s and 2000s. Blast from the past there. So yeah, the Buffaloes were just a bit slow there on the transition. They paired off all right, but Saints just got them on the end. I think that'll be Saints' strength today, Stu. That spread from the contest we've seen at round one. Yeah,
and we saw Shannon Devery down in front of us here. Just got through a couple of tacklers, and that really set him up going forward.
Oh yeah, he had McPhee free through the middle there. He started well, McPhee, son of Rod McPhee, 5-time premiership player.
So from the restart, it's through the hands, but again a hand pass out wide, or hopeful hand pass over the top. Sees Fawcett run onto it, but now running through for Darwin was Kopp, but just couldn't control the ball in the end, and the ball spills out wide. Kopp's involved again, picks up one-handed, looks to duck back inside, swings around on the right foot and kicks down towards the 50-metre line near the boundary. Good defensive work down there by Madrill for St Mary's. The hand pass over the top, and just losing his footing.
Cool.
Yeah, play on's the call, and it looks like an incorrect disposal there, and that's the way the umpire's seen it. So a free kick again to Connor Williams. He's been the recipient of a couple of free kicks already. Well, looks to chip close to the boundary line. He had put his teammate under plenty of pressure, but Romolo was good enough to get the kick out anyway, and now Saints bring it back in towards the corridor. Fawcett traps it nicely, but then gets caught with the ball. Tried to hand pass it out, but was unsuccessful in doing so. And free kick, gee, that could have almost been a 50-metre penalty, but play on had been called apparently, and now Fawcett kicks long down towards the 50, working back with the flight of the ball. There's a whistle on the play. I think the mark's been paid. It has. And Jack Buckler just chips out wide and finds his teammate McConnon Rabo.
Yeah, Jack Buckler's the son of Dan Buckler, who's coached at Palmerston for a long time, and he's come over to Buffs this year, taking over PJ Andrews' role. Is that Peter Kopp out in the wing there, I think? Might be.
Yep. So
that's Candy.
Yeah, and now kicks long inside forward 50, and a chance for Darwin through Raymond, who made some space for himself, hooked around the corner, deep into the forward pocket. Running onto it down there was Spry, but just couldn't keep the ball in play. And it'll be a boundary throw in right next to the right hand behind post at the Michael Long centre end of the ground, which is the end that Buffaloes are attacking in this first quarter.
Yeah, Tyrese Raymond, number 1, is the captain of the side. Played Premier League last year at 15 years of age. Best on ground in the under-16 granny 2 years ago.
So from the hit out, it's picked up, swung around the corner. William Munkara, that looks like a terrific finish, and it is right through the middle there. So an opportunistic goal as the ball spilled over the top from the ruck contest, and Munkara gets Darwin's first goal on the board.
Yes, you got William Munkara there, son of Simon Munkara, Tiwi Bombers and Buffalo legend, wearing his dad's number 5. I believe his dad wore number 5 at Buffaloes, and nice finish. He's obviously played a bit of Premier League football, William Munkara, and I think he did board at St John's. I'm not too sure if he did, but last year in the under-16s for Buffs, best on ground in the granny, in under-16 Div 2. So yeah, good start from Buffs there. Their pressure was better, so it's good to see.
Yeah, that's right. The Saints defenders just looked a bit hesitant around the ball there, and Munkara swooped in, took it one grab and hooked it through. So it's from the restart. Wilson gets the hand pass forward, just dribbled it along the ground, but it's Darwin with the numbers as the hand pass from Mataka comes over the top. Saints go forward. McWilliams gets his hands to the ball, couldn't mark it, but recovers well, chips inboard. That's a beautiful kick inboard. And some clever work around the ball. They got his hands to it in the marking contest, didn't mark it, but was first to recover, and then a beautiful pass to Fawcett coming out of the goal square out in front.
Started with Brett Wilson there, Coach Brett Wilson a few years ago, and he was just a bit of a fringe player for me, and he's actually come along leaps and bounds. And McWilliams is 16, as under 16's age as well, so it's very impressive.
So Fawcett likes it. It's straight through. Yep, a great goal. So terrific contest so far, goal for goal, and Saints, that's a couple of times going forward. They've just been clinical really with their ball use going inside.
Yeah, I like the way McWilliams launches at the football, obviously a little bit more cleaner, and he starts to take a grab at those sort of marks. He could be a player of the future for St Mary's to come, and through the NT Thunder program with Brent Renoff. Buffaloes are going to really need these top liners, Elijah Williams and Eli Williams, and what's the other one, Tyrese Raymond, to get them going here. Elijah Williams on the ball here.
So big thump out by Coleman for Saints. The ball on the ground. Coleman's in there again. Hand passes forward. In fact, it's Byron Armat that was doing the ruck work down there. Coleman's deep in the forward line, involved in the contest now, and Buffaloes clear it away out of defence. But
Donald Moroney sees it also, the captain, joint captain with Tyrese Raymond. He's been playing under 18 football for 3 or 4 years now. Donald Moroney, so he's a player of the future for the Buffs as well. Part of that back line. McWilliams on the lead here. No.
So it's a high kick inside forward 50. Ball off hands. McWilliams gets his hands to it, gets a quick hand pass out. It's hacked off the ground. Running onto it down there was Ganambar for Darwin, but good strong out of defence is Elijah Williams for Buffaloes. Cutting across there was Ethan Bush for Saints, just couldn't control the mark, and Raymond picks up, hand passes forward to his teammate Orstow, and Buffs work the ball inside forward 50 now. across half forward, a scramble for the ball on the ground as plenty of players around the pack. A quick kick out of the pack comes in towards the goal. It's going to bounce through. I think it bounced at right angles and through for a goal. I'm just trying to have a look at who they're getting around.
Munkara again. Yep, William Munkara. So Stu, that's that forward line's looking pretty dangerous. I'm liking the way Buckler's rotating them through there as well as Livingston from the St Mary's coaching box. But William Munkara going in the ball now.
Yeah, it was. Right from the middle of the pack. And
yep. Munkara and Tyrese Raymond up there. They're two blokes with Premier League experience sitting in your forward line. That can be dangerous there for St Mary's if they get the footy in there, the Buffs midfield. Saints are on top on the clearances early here.
So just waiting for the restart here. Umpires are happy with the setup, and big leap once again by Matt for Saints. Running onto it down there was Wilson, who
moves well.
Kicks the ball inside forward 50 now. Here's an opportunity for Jarlo. Hand passes back out, and Wilson again involved, gets the kick inside the forward pocket off hands. The ball went towards the boundary line. Cleverly kept in, and now a shot at goal. Oh, across the face.
Yeah, that's Cock there. He was very good last round one, wasn't he? Probably in the best 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's right. And
he's from South Australia or something. I was trying to hear what Jared was yelling out to me, but I couldn't hear. But he's from South Australia somewhere, so it's good to see him up here having a kick.
So Buffs bring the ball back in, and they've worked it up to the wing through the hands. Orsto got it out wide, but in the marking contest it's just thumped away over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in just forward of the wing for Buffaloes on the outer side of the ground.
Yeah, very fast start here, a lot of spread and run, which I like to see. You know, that's under 18 football. It's the blueprint of it, a lot of run and attack.
So clearance by Buffaloes, gets it down towards half forward, and the mark's taken over the top. That's a good mark, and an opportunity to go inboard. Oh, it's a 50-metre penalty. So might have just been movement on the mark, I think, when...
yeah, I think it was from young Williams, Warren and pass. I think the AFL moved those free kicks out, but umpire paid him. Who's that, 12?
Yeah,
yep.
Orsto. And no mistake from point blank range, and so...
Yeah, coming into this game, I thought Buffs had a bit more talent on paper, and I thought St Mary's were probably going to be the better side playing as a team. A few blokes getting their hands on it early. Tyrese Raymond, William Munkara. Brett Wilson's been good for Saints as well, that run. He's a bloody nice mover. Michael Romolo, 18 in the middle there. He had a very good game round one. Made him best on, so let's see if he lifts in this. He needs to lift now. Down by a goal.
Yeah, Buffalo's in front for the first time in the game as from the restart. Big Armat gets his hands to the ball, but plenty of Buffalo's players around it. That looked like a one-handed hand pass, and I think that's the way the umpire's seen it. So it's that man Romolo that... Oh no, it's not. It's going back to Armat, Byron Armat.
Yeah, Bangarang. Brother of Premiership player, Byron... oh, what a grab.
Yeah, Parker Fawcett once again inside forward 50, just strong in the one-on-one contest, and just positioned his opponent out of the way and took a strong mark in the hands.
Yeah, brother of Braxton Ahmed. I was going to say Cairo. Cairo's the middle brother. Coached Cairo 2 years ago. And Coach Bangarang as well. He's a kid with a lot of talent, Matt. Just when he gets it together, he's good. Parker Fawcett. He's going for his second here, Stu.
He is. Oh, that one slams into the goalpost. So he liked the look of it off the boot, but it's Darwin who bring it back in through McConnon Rabo, and he runs on again and receives the hand pass. He's under plenty of pressure here though, but stays cool and works it out the back, and chip pass around the boundary line. Finds Hylett at half back. He chips it inboard. That's hasn't hit the target. It's going to bounce to Buff's advantage though, and they use it well. Munkara gets the hand pass out, and Buff's working it through the hands, through the centre of the ground. The long kick by Magadza goes long to half forward and marks taken down there. Play on quickly as the ball goes out to Raymond. Raymond has a shot for goal, and I think the finish is good. He's snuck it just inside that right-hand goal post, and so, gee, they've looked good moving the ball fast, going inside forward 50, Robbie.
Yeah, Dan Buckler sent me through some notes pre-game and said Nathan Spry is a border from SA, very good hands, and he just led out there beautifully. Took the grab, gave it off to Raymond. St Mary's on the spread was still good there, but Buffs, when they do spread, they can spread but very quick, and they can be hard to stop. Like a lot of sides up here, though, Stuart.
Yeah. That's right, but getting it inside forward 50 quickly puts the defence under plenty of pressure, and
yeah, that adds to it. You got the 666.
Yeah, I think
Saints have 7 there. Oh yeah, no, they just should have one down back.
Yeah, the one short down back. So.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good move. Get Parker Fawcett in there anyway.
Yeah,
he's looked good up forward, but they just need that kick start again. Elijah Williams is also the brother of Kelvin Williams, who had stints at Richmond VFL, St Mary's and Buffaloes.
So from the restart, Romolo working hard over it, just caught one across the shoulder there, and he'll take the free kick. And Saints looking to spread here. You can see Fawcett leading out here. The kick's hit the umpire almost, I think. But
I think that was Romolo's fault there.
So hand pass over the top. Quick kick forward by Hyatt once again, and running onto it is Wesley for Buffs. Just couldn't control the ball, but now it spills out and they've got an opportunity to go forward once again through Magadza, and mark's taken inside forward 50, and it's Orsto once again who's taken the mark, and he's immediately pointed toward goal. He's pretty confident in his ability to score from here, so
don't worry about setting up, boys. I'm kicking it, he said.
Not considering any other options. So
going for his second.
Yep. Kick's on the way. The kick looks pretty good.
Nice. Short.
It's close to the... I don't think anyone's got their hands to it. It's bounced through in the end.
Big Spry there.
Yeah. So some terrific work. Pretty poor by Saints on the line, I would have thought. Jared Livingston wouldn't be very happy with that one. But, wow, Buffalo's really... pounding on the pressure now, having scored the last 4 goals in a row, and really stretched out that lead. That's a high-scoring first quarter, 6 goals to 2.
They can
5 goals to 2. Sorry,
quickly. Yeah, 5 goals to 2 there. 5 screenshots to 4. All right, that's AFLNT's coverage of the 2020 NTFL Under-18 season. William Munkara, 2 goals for the Buffs, as well as 2 goals to John Orsto. Best players, Brett Wilson's been very good for St Mary's and Fawcett, whilst for Buffalo's, Torres Raymond's been very good early, along with Munkara and a few of the other boys that are presenting up the ground. Spry creating the contest. Stay tuned for AFLNT's coverage. Buffalo's 5-0-30, St Mary's 2-2-14. Welcome back to TIO Stadium. You're with Robbie Hale and Stu Davis for NITV's Round 3 Indigenous round. You got St Mary's versus Darwin Buffaloes here, under 18 football. William Munkara 2 goals, Tyrese Raymond 1, John Alstow 2 for the Buffs, and then for the St Mary's, Parker Fawcett and Anthony McWilliams there for 1 each, Stu.
Yeah, impressive start by Buffaloes in that first quarter. Saints would look good early, but Buffs really banged it on with the last 4 goals of the quarter, and they've looked really sharp. They just look a bit quicker than Saints at the moment.
Yeah, they have to get their matchups right down back and see how they go in the second quarter, the Saints.
So we're underway. No clear winner in the ruck contest as ball's on the ground. Joel Burke in there couldn't control it. Parker Fawcett picks up, gets a hand pass out, but that's chopped off. Fawcett in there again, gets it away, and now the quick kick comes straight across the ground, and running onto it down there was Wilson, following up his kick, and some clever work off half back by Madrill. Gets it down towards half forward, but tidying up in defence was Saylor for Buffs, who kicks it into the centre of the ground. Running onto it down there was Naembo for Saints. He kicks long inside forward 50, ball on the ground, and again the pace is pretty hot out there. There's a free kick been paid, and it's going to go Saints' way, and it's going to be Romolo. He sees something he likes, moves it quickly into the forward pocket, and that's a good pass, hits the target down there, and I think it might be Cock down there, who's Angus Cock, who's taken that mark. And we spoke about him in the first quarter, how he was really impressive in his first game for the club out at Gardens Oval in round 1.
Yeah, it was, wasn't he? The South Australian. I don't think we called Niambo's name too much, Stu, so
Yeah.
big 3 quarters here for Niambo. He just got his hands on it there, which was good for the Saints.
So Angus Cock kicks towards goal, didn't get too much elevation on it, but it was
Yep.
enough to get over the pack, and it was straight, and so that's the start that Saints would have been looking for. First blood in the second quarter, and keeps them in the contest.
Yeah, I think both sides are pretty accountable, Stu, but just that quick ball movement's catching both backlines out, and
That's good.
there's a very high rate of scoring from inside 50s, I reckon, tonight.
Yeah, that's a good finish from deep in the pocket. Not easy.
Yeah, drop
out
punted
on
it
the boundary
too.
line. Yep.
Bit old school from Cock there.
Yeah, good to see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
margin back to 10 points, and the setup's good. So from the restart, reaching over the top, Niambo got his hand to the ball. Burke running onto it, quick kick forward to half forward, nicely picked up on the half forward by Romolo. An interesting hand pass over his head, finds Fawcett, who's grabbed by the jumper, gets his hand pass out, and it's Darwin who run it out of defence through Roses, and now running onto it out there, and a quick kick inboard, had a player in space, but just couldn't hit the target, and allowed Saints to work back. Madrill gets the kick out, and Burke in some space takes the mark out in front. He swings around on the right. He's got a player in plenty of space out on the outer side out there.
Got the hairdo.
Yeah. So good, terrific mark over the top, taken there by McConnon Rabo for Darwin, and now he
Reliable enough back.
bangs it back along the wing. As player grabbed without the ball down there was Burke, and Joel Burke.
A few good
Take
early
the free
touches
kick.
for Burt, which is good to see.
So the ball forced forward in that marking contest. Wilson runs onto it, runs back, and then ducks back it around boundary side, kicks long along the line. Ball spills out. Debris in there, just let the ball go out of his hands. Play on's the call as Raymond takes the mark here. He takes off straight away, runs past the player on the mark with ease, and then kicks long inside forward 50, working back in defence as under plenty of pressure as the Buffaloes players come in. There's a kick off the ground, but just offline, and through for behind. The Buffaloes players up the ground were quickest to react and got in
So
support.
one on 3 there, which was he was lucky
Yeah.
in the end, but he got a good contest. Very clean as well, Stu, early from both sides, which is good to see.
Yeah, it is. It's terrific. The ball
One grabbers.
slips over the back here. Romulo running onto it, couldn't control it under pressure, and
Yeah, and often you see, like, a lot of people are critical of the umpires, but early on here, the umpires, a few blokes have grabbed the footy and dropped it, umpires haven't, and then thrown the hands back, and the umpires haven't paid it, and It's one of my number one pet hates that gets away in the territory is those free kicks. They don't get paid down south, Stu, so
Yep.
it's good to see.
Well, Romolo
Beautiful.
sitting under that one and gets the clearing kick for force. It flew at the ball and then recovered, grabbed it on the bounce, hacked it forward towards half forward, but Buffalo's with the numbers trying to work it out through the hands. Hand pass isn't the best, but still goes to the advantage, and the quick kick back in, but it's chopped off by Wilson again, really starting to get into the game now as he plays on around the grandstand side of the ground, swings that ball back in towards full forward, but that's a strong defensive mark down there.
Yeah, Butler's been good here. Ethan just had to create that contest, young Ethan Coleman. Buff's a bit of control now.
So just chipped across to McConnell Rabo. He's got a player he likes in defence, and Moroney has one bounce and then kicks towards the outer side of the ground. Roses gets himself under it but spilt the mark, and that allows Saints in. Devery in there again, tries to swing around, swings a hand pass over the top on the outside of the boot. The kick towards goal might have been King, but it's bounced.
Yeah, it's Cock again.
Oh, it's Cock again,
couple,
yep. So just bounced inside the boundary line and over for a throw-in.
We definitely could be watching a top 4 game here, Stu. The standard's been pretty good early here. Buffalo's adding a bit of levels to their game, a bit of control there. Just had to get that exit kick right.
So from that boundary throw-in, ball on the ground, Fawcett over the top of it. I think they fell into his back in the end, and he'll take the free kick for St Mary's, only from about 20 metres out. And he's been impressive so far tonight, Robbie, coming back to the under-18s, as we said, from men's Premier League reserves in the first couple of rounds, and got plenty of touches so far.
Yeah, he was good on a wing last round 1 in Premier League reserve, wasn't he? So good to see him come back and slotted that for his team.
Yep, a good finish, his second goal, and the Saints have got the first 2 goals of the second quarter on the board to really tighten this game up. Back to 5 points the margin.
Yep, so it's Parker Fawcett second, which is really good. He's going back onto the ball. Yep, he is. So that's got him and Cock in there, which is a good start for St Mary's. Get that ascendancy happening again. Tyrese Raymond, a few of these young blokes will have to lift for Buffs in this bit here. Saints have kicked 2 in a row, get them back in it. Get them the next one. Well, still up by 5 points, SG. So 5-1-31 to 4-2-26.
Saints just having trouble sorting themselves here, as they've got 5 in the middle, and
second time now.
Just about be a free kick, although the umpire wasn't quite ready to ball it up, so they got away with that one. So from the bounce through the hands, Kabiku got it over, but umpire said he didn't hand pass it, so it's
too quick for my eye. I missed that.
It's a Darwin free kick, and McConnell Rabo on the outside, kicks down towards half forward, ball spills to the front. Roses running onto it down there, picks up eventually, gets a hand pass under pressure, and there's a pack of players around now. Reaching in for Saints was Jarlo, couldn't control it, but got it to the advantage of his teammate down there in Kabiku. His kick hack forward mark was spilt, and now Darwin just trying to work it across half-back. Long hand pass by Sailor, or just put his teammate under some pressure down there, Mutakara, and he's rolled the ball along the ground back to Wilson, lucky not to be penalised, but Wilson ducks back the other way and now kicks high inside forward 50, Fawcett underneath it. Couldn't take the mark, but he's in it again as the hand pass comes over the top, snaps over his shoulder, bounces a couple of times right through, and Parker Fawcett has got his 3rd goal on the board, playing a midfielder changing forward, and he seems to have done a lot of damaging work forward so far, Robbie.
Yeah, he has been very good. He's a bit of a barometer, and he's running up forward from the midfield, and that's what happens in under-18 football as well. If your best 5 or 6 players can really stand out in this age group, it really takes you a long way to winning a premiership and being a top side, you know. And Parker Fawcett has been very good with the 3 goals today. Also, Stu, there's been a bit of domination here as well in the middle from the ruck, so they're going to have to do something here. Sam Gazamba.
Yeah.
It's really just feeding it down to him. Watch this next one, see if he just feeds it down to Wilson here, or...
You see Fawcett on the move.
Straight away to Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson runs onto it and gets into some space, hand passes back inboard to Bush. Bush, a kick under pressure forward, and again, running onto it out there was Kazamba, but couldn't get his hands on the ball. Plenty of players around the ball as a quick kick comes out of the pack, and this time it's read well by Saylor. He plays on straight away, hands over. Oh, that's not a good kick coming out, and straight into the hands of Michael Romolo, and Saints another opportunity here. So after Buffalo's dominated the second half of the first quarter, Saints have come out on fire in this second quarter with the first 3 goals, and an opportunity here for Romolo with a set shot.
Yeah, it's all started from the middle, hasn't it, Stu? And now the St Mary's forward line's looking really dangerous. Here he goes.
Yeah, big wind up and kicks long. That one's going across the face and will stay in play as the ball hits the ground, and it's hacked out, but Buffs have worked it out to defensive 50, the hand pass over the top, but he's under plenty of pressure. Just withstood the bump well there. Mutakara got a kick forward, but reaching in, hooking it back was King. King's kick forward, well, the mark spilled across half back, and Buffs fortunate to tidy up. Oh, big thump forward into open space. There's no one between the ball and the goal there as Madrill works back, gets his nose over the ball, and wins himself a free kick for a high tackle. He plays on straight away into the centre square, but his kick's misdirected, and Buffalo's a chance again to go forward. They've all powered forward now as the ball comes over the top on the ground. Just players trying to work it out. Raymond in there gets tackled with the ball, got his hand pass out. There's a whistle on the play, took too long according to the umpire, and it'll be a St Mary's free kick deep in defence. Williams it is. Oh, that's a dangerous kick, and a chance for Buffs here now running onto it. Oh, that's a crude tackle by Angus Cock, and Dylan Mugadza will take the free kick, and an opportunity for a steadier for Buffs as Saints have come charging early in this second quarter. Yeah,
there's ebbs and flows in footy games. You can't control, the whole 65, 64 minutes in the under-18s. You can't control a whole lot. And, you got Raymond here. He's having a shot. Oh, he's missed it. But, these leaders, Raymond, Elijah Williams, these guys have to stand up here. It's a draw now. So it's obviously that good start's gone now, but it's a level ball game.
So King bringing the ball back into play for Saints. Kicks grandstand side. Oh, standing 2-foot leap there, but Mark couldn't be taken. Raymond involved, gets a hand pass across again to McConnell Rabo. His hook around the corner, gets to 50, a quick kick forward, and well read in defence by Joel Burke. He plays on quickly, spreads to the front of the goal square, where Connor Williams takes a mark and goes outer side again looking for Wilson. The bounce evades him, and it's picked up out there by Mutakara. He hooks it inboard on his left foot, and Darwin have got some numbers here if they can get their hands on it. A quick snap towards goal by John Orstow, but it was just a left foot toe poke in the end, and couldn't control it much, and it's floated over the boundary line on the full.
Yeah, Joel Burke, he's getting the footy now, jumping the fence. He's had a very good start to this second quarter. Very clean footballer, Joel Burke. Never coached him or anything like that, but he's been very impressive early. Not much of him, but putting himself in there. Just looking along the boundary side here.
Yeah, there's plenty of players out there. About 3/4 of the field. What a mark taken over the top by Nyambo.
Hickman medalist.
He plays on now as all the players run away from him. Kicks long around the outer side. It's players flying, but no one gets their hands on the ball as it spills to the ground now. And hand pass forward by McWilliams under plenty of pressure, and now coming out of defence, Ganambar gets a quick kick forward, and in defence there, Bushford Saints got caught but managed to get his hand pass out. It's a bit of a scramble for the ball now, and eventually it's picked up and some space is found. The quick kick comes in, the mark spilt there by Orstow, and gave Saints the opportunity. Coming in there was Nyambo, got a quick kick forward, the ball spills over the back. Here's a chance running onto it. Romolo it is, runs to 50, kicks inside 50, but that's not a great kick, and chopped off in defence by Buckler again, I think.
Yeah, Buckler's been good. He's won a few one-on-ones. He's kicked it out to Moroney here, the joint captain.
So Moroney had a bounce and then goes around the grandstand half-back flank, but working in there for Saints was Gabiku. Kicks it into the corridor, but Darwin are first there, but a quick kick out is chopped off here by Jalel. His kick out in front of Coleman didn't give him a chance to mark, but he was able to run onto it, gets a hand pass looking for McWilliams, but it was a bit of a floater and allowed the Darwin defence to come in, but the quick kick out of defence is well read and chopped off down there by McPhee, and Nathan McPhee will go back and looks like he's setting himself for a shot at goal, but just about take his best from there, I think, Robbie.
Yeah, definitely. We've only got a minute left here as well. Nathan McPhee had a really good game round one. I've been a bit more quieter today, Stu, though. Yep. Let's see if he kicks this for his side.
On the left, he looks like he's hung that one out to the left, and it's just fallen short. Off hands it goes through, and it's a behind. So, yeah, just under a minute to go in this second quarter.
Highly competitive. Highly competitive and a high standard of football here.
Terrific game. So Darwin just chipping it around in the back half as they try to work it out of defence. So got it through the hands now, and that's a floater kick outside. King there for Saints doubles back around, gets his hands to the ball, but gets tackled straight away. Play on's the call as the ball spills free, and both sides looking to get a break from this to get the last score of the quarter as the ball trickles over the boundary line, and I think that'll end any opportunity for another score in the quarter.
Yep, so in the half here, guys, John Orstow 2, William Munkara 2, and Tyrese Raymond 1 for the Buffaloes. That's the 5 goals. Angus Cock with 1. Parker Fawcett, very good, Stu, for the Saints. He's got his 3. Probably best on ground right now, Parker. He's been good, along with Burke, Cock, and Connor Williams, as well as Wilson. For Buffaloes, Raymond McKinnon-Rebo was really good as well, but those guys will have to lift in this third quarter. It seems like the scoring ends the other end at the start of this game. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for AFLNT's NITV coverage of the TIO NTFL Under-18s. It's half-time, 5-2, 32 Buffaloes to 5-3, 33 St Mary's. Join us. Come back soon.
He's going to pick it up. One grab, one bounce. Then sings it back inside, middle corridor. It bounces over everyone's head, getting it, and then weaving through the traffic was Marcus Waddy. Control of it. Yep. Magro, who was in and out of the game early, and he's now come back in. Magro over the top.
Looks like he might be playing a bit higher up the ground.
Ned Stevens with a snap-on goal, which looks pretty good from that pocket. This time once, balks once, steps once, handballs back to Katanak. Thomas Cree. Cree inside. Hope can't get a hold of it.
Roll through.
And it's going to roll through for a goal. He's gone to Magro. Magro just plays on. Looking for Hope. Darcy Hope.
Some great body work there. Field, I guess. So yeah. He might be looking for the other option. Coming in at goal here. Hope. And he's pretty happy with it, straight over the umpire.
Yeah. So Darcy Hope does very well. Initially picked up by Magro, gives it back to Silva. Silva stumbles, then gives a handball onto Cree. Cree's got pace to burn and does. Right foot shot at goal. Has he put it through? I think he has.
Once again, something from nothing there.
Ball let go. Silva now can pick up the loose ball. He tries the right foot inside out. It's going to bounce and bounce and bounce and be picked up by Magro, who gets his second for the day. And there, let go, play on. Roberts. Now it's loose. Magro again sockers it onto Silva, who fumbles once but doesn't fumble a second time. And Silva, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first goal of the day. Bowles, Katanak cuts it off. O'Sullivan onto Turnbull. Turnbull from 48 out on the right foot puts it through.
He's a quality player, Robbie Turnbull.
He's had a few touches. Joel Stevens has picked out Cree. He'll probably end up kicking from about 48, maybe a bit 45. Comes in a bit close to the man on the mark, but looks pretty good. He's getting a round of applause from his teammate on the line, and that's
it's a pretty good
through for him,
isn't it?
It is, and that's his third for the day. Oh, Brew got his fingernails on it. Thomas Clark just sockers it out of the air and bounces through, and I don't think anyone's touched this. Clark scores. Well, that's going to be a nominee for the goal of the year for sure.
That's great.
Hands up, it's intercepted by Chiravella. Now with Ryan, co-captain, kicks it deep into a one-on-one in the forward line with Neild, the target. Sockers it off the ground, he gets pints first. It's Christopher Neild at full forward. Play on, moving it quickly. Nice, quick hands. And Pint, another shot on goal. Neild at full forward. Takes possession, snaps over the top. Has that gone through for a goal? It has.
Yes, it has. He's played on quickly there, though.
Gets it to Ryan. Ryan dances around one, kicks towards goal. Umpire moves, but it goes through the big stick. So Pint get their third. They've started this game on fire, and this could be a sign of things to come. First to it. Tries and paddles it to his own advantage. A little one-handed pickup. We love to see that, don't we? Now gets it to Harvey. He goes inboard. Finds his player, he goes on goal, plays on immediately, and that is Palmerston's first of the night. 6 points through.
I think you could have done with that extra 10 metres.
So now it's Metcalf. He kicks towards goal.
That looks more promising.
In fact, that was Farah. So he gets one. Back their way. Whack gets the ball out. Betts taps it to his advantage. Throws it on the boot. Goes long. Pedersen at the drop of it. He jumps. Can't take the mark. Farah takes it, wrapped up, hands out. Now comes G. That's a great kick there from Shadforth. It's gone through. What a goal. He goes short to Betts. Umpire calls play on.
And
Betts snaps towards goal, and it's gone through. No.
Yeah,
touched on the line, or umpires will confer.
I think he's behind the goal umpire when he touched that. Yeah, all the players are walking back towards the middle, I think.
Goal to hit the lead. And I also think if Pint get the next one or don't let them get in front, it'll be hard.
That could be the first of it.
There we go. So Farah, he gets a second. He does.
Yep, if Eddie asked for it, you think you'd give it to him?
Eddie runs around one, kicks towards goal. Has it gone through?
It has.
And the Magpies hit the front. Now finds Kyle into Irving. Bounces around him. Throws it on the right. Goes to the hot spot. There's a player lurking at the back. Can he take it? No, it's spoiled. Matt Ryan, the captain, will be first to it. On his left, his favoured side. He snaps towards goal. It's gone through. So Pint back in front. And listen to the crowd.
Welcome back to 2AO Stadium, NTFL Under-18 football, round 3, Indigenous round, NITV Under-18 football. Stu Davis, we've got a contest here. First quarter, St Mary's 2-2-14 to Buffalo's 5-0-30. Saints kicking was at 3 goals, 1 to 2 points that quarter.
Yeah, really loving this contest. It's a great game of footy, and obviously it's tight at half time, and there's been ebbs and flows both ways, but just exciting footy, and it's a great advert for under-18s footy in Darwin. Yeah,
right now I think it's been won and lost in the midfield here. Buffaloes need to find a way to deal with this dominance in the ruck here by Sam Kunzamba. Big Sammy there. He's been feeding it down to the midfielders all day. Buffs are going to have to get onto that, I think. And Fawcett's been really good for Saints as well.
Yeah, well, Kazamba and Niamba have been changing in there, and they've both been dominating. So you can see that Buffs are really outsized in the ruck contest, and these boys can really jump as well. And of course, Matt's gone in from time to time as well.
Yeah.
So there's the big fella gets the hit out. Romolo runs onto it, tries to flick it back. Bit of funky work there, but no control.
You're seeing the AFL as well. Still a lot of boys with African heritage are coming through. You see the follow-up here as well from him. It's been really good.
Yeah, really athletic. So it's Darwin through the hands, and now the kick down towards half forward. A nice pass and a nice mark taken, and now a chance to go inside 50 deep into the forward pocket, but over the head of all comers there, and bounces just inside the boundary line and over for a boundary throw in.
That was Eli Williams there, Stu, coming through that wing, and he's a really good user of the footy. He's been playing under 18s 3 or 4 years now as well. So they are peaking now, the Buffs, in this age group, and I think Buffaloes would probably have, St Mary's would have a bit of a younger side maybe, but just the way he uses the football, very smooth mover.
So from that ruck contest, a quick snap on goal, but it's gone out of bounds on the full, and Saints with the chance to bring it out of defence. They elected go out of side, and the mark claimed out there by Caelan Russell. He chips the ball back inside, but there's a free kick been found. In fact, it's going to go.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
St Mary's way, is it?
Caelan Russell's he's that 15-year-old that played for South Australia schoolboys last year and won the championship, I believe. So, talented kid playing against kids 3 years older than him here.
So McPhee was the recipient of the free kick, and that allows Saints to work the ball round. But it's chopped off by Andrew Riddle in defence, and he thumps it back to where it came from, and on the outer side of the ground the mark's taken by Elijah Williams just inside the boundary line. He sticks close to the boundary line inside forward 50, but working back, a good intercept mark taken by Connor Williams for Saints. He switches the ball across goal. It's dangerous, but it's Parker Fawcett on the end of it, and he takes the mark, plays on quickly, continues the switch to the grandstand side of the ground, and now they're running the ball out of defence, and strong mark in front by McWilliams. Just back between half-back and wing. It's a bit of a floating kick forward. It bounces over the head of Devry there, and gives Buffaloes a chance to come in, but Wilson, some clever footwork, just ducks around, has a bounce when he probably didn't need to, got caught with the ball in the end, but strong in front was Armat, taking the mark on the second grab, and he's about 50 out from goal, out near the boundary line. He's looking at his options, looking to go along over the top, but Buffaloes are set up back there. Losing the footing down there. Cock runs onto it now, swings around on the right foot when he might have gone left, kicks it a bit short in front of the goal square. Parker Fawcett there got tackled pretty crudely. The umpire said it was okay, and it'll be a ball up.
Parker Fawcett had that footy in the back pocket, Stu.
Yeah.
That's some bloody good work right there. That's what you want to see for a kid that should get Premier League opportunities this year if he keeps his development up.
So from that stoppage, Devry on the ground level gets the hand pass out as he's tackled a hack off the ground down there by Mawson, but it's Saints got the wall set up at cross half forward. Fawcett's involved again, quick kick forward by Jarlo, and Buffalo's just trying to work it out. A quick hand pass by Moroney, and now they've got some runners coming out of defence. Gunninbar kicks short but misses the target. Strong body work in there. Gunninbar again, he's got a player in some space, kicks over the top if Russell can run onto it, but it falls short of him, and he goes back to wait for the next one as coming in was Raymond. Hand passes over the top. There he is, and gets it back to Raymond, and Raymond chips over back inside the corridor. The marking contest. The ball spills to ground down to the front. It's Orstow on the left foot, and John Orstow, a terrific finish. That's his third goal for the game, I think, Robbie, and just opportunist again in front of the goal. The mark was spilt by the Saints defenders, and he was just on the spot.
Yeah, Dan Buckler sent through these notes and says that moved into the forward line this year but can play back. So he's actually a backman. Very good overhead straight kick. Well, that's his third, isn't it? So he joins Parker Fawcett in the 3-goal club. I'd like to see Tyrese Raymond get his hands on it again. He had a couple of good plays there. Geez, it was just really umpired really well there. A couple of blokes played for free kicks and didn't get them, and I just love that attack on the footy sort of stuff.
Yeah, the big fella, Sam Gazamba, did well working back, got his hands to the ball and didn't mark it, unfortunately, and just gave Orstow the opportunity, and he took it.
Yeah, they'll move Mick Williams as well up to half forward at the Saints, which I think is a good move because he's got some good hands, good work rate.
Bit of volleyball in the middle to start there. So, good clear out work, and Saints the opportunity. Hand pass over the top. Oh, he's in trouble here, McPhee. The ball spills out now, and Magadza kicks long towards half forward, just falls into the hands of Munkara. He plays on quickly. Probably not the best forward entry, but it's a bit of scatterboard in there, and Orstow on the end, off the ground, but just missed to the near side.
Michael Romolo there, he's had a couple of contests where he just hasn't been clean enough. As once they play Premier League footy, he's going to have to clean that part of his game up. To definitely an improvement area for him.
So from the kick in, it's Buffs with the opportunity again. Tried to kick there. It might have touched his toe on the way up, but free kick's been paid, rewarding the tackle, and it's Parker Fawcett at half-back.
So he's doing everything.
Chips the ball inside the corridor, finds Bush. Bush switches again, and now they've got some run through the middle of the ground as Burke runs back kicks towards grandstand side, out in front there, but strong defensively. Ball spills out the back, and now Buffalo's just trying to work around. It's Wesley who swings around on his right foot, but chopped off. Bush involved in the middle of the ground. His kick's half smothered, and running onto it down there is Kopp. He hand passes inboard but misses the target. Now a chance for Saints as Wilson finds himself in some space, chips the ball out towards half forward. It bounces to Armat, tries to swing back inside, does so with the hand pass to McPhee. McPhee on the left foot to the top of the goal square. Oh, good work coming in there by Kopp. Fantastic work. He was out of position the whole way. Just came across, got his fist to the ball, and was first to it, toe poked it through, and fantastic goal.
Yeah, there's a bit of a rush kick there by Nathan McPhee, but it ended up working. He got there, made the contest, and then he got the reward for making that contest, didn't he? But he was about 2-on-1 there, and then 3v2, which is a very good goal when you can get those ones against the runner play in a 3v2 situation there.
Yeah, it just kept working. Wasn't it, as I said, wasn't in the best position, but just worked and got his fist to the ball and kept going afterwards, and a fantastic finish. So a goal apiece to start the third quarter.
Yeah, and I've really liked the way this game's been played. It's been very clean and disciplined as well, Stu. There hasn't been any carry on, which is always good to see, and defensively Buffs have set up pretty good as well, which is a good start for them for the season.
So from the restart, Niambo wins that hit out. Now reaches in, gets the kick himself, and a good mark taken out here by Panaris. He plays on now and gets caught with the ball. McPhee throws one hand at it, can't control it. It's tapped out into some space. Tackled out here was Gabiku, and he disposed of it incorrectly according to the umpire, and Gunninbar will take the free kick, has a spare player in the middle of the ground. Switches there to Elijah Williams, who goes wider again and has a running player in Andrew Riddle. Riddle plays on straight away, kicks wide. This is good use of the ball by Buffs going forward, although the mark was spilt there by Nathan Spry, and Saints the opportunity to come out of defence, and it's Connor Williams who thumps it down towards half forward. Out in front there is Ethan Coleman, got the hand pass across, and now a long kick in. Oh, use of the hands
Banger
there, play on over the back.
Bangers!
And yes, he's run onto it, Byron. Byron Armat, terrific work. Just nudged his opponent under the ball, and it slipped out the back, and he had a bit of toe on him, got back there first and kicked off the ground. So 2 in a row off the ground for Saints. And
yeah, they've made that move, having Ethan Coleman and Bangarang up forward there, and Mick Williams up at half forward. Previously had to make a better contest, Matt, and he did that there. He made a better contest, a bit of smart body work. Then the umpiring was good there, not giving him, paying that as a free kick. I think that was all legit there. But it's a very good start for St Mary's to put themselves up ahead. And all the goals this game has been scored up at the Michael Long centre end. So it's going a bit of run against what normally happens. But now St Mary's are kicking these goals to the scoring end.
So just waiting for the restart here as Saints looking to continue their dominance in the ruck contest. The ball hits the ground and Gabiko's working in there, but scramble for the ball on the ground. I think this will be a restart as the ball's just been forced about 5 metres forward of centre, and restart again. Trying to hook it over the back there, Niambo. There's a free kick been paid for a throw. It's going to go Saints' way, and it'll be Niambo who takes that free kick in the middle of the ground. So all the players work back.
So it's spreading okay here. It's going to Mick Williams, but that gets it over the back of him.
Well, must have been touched on the way through. No, the mark's been paid. So Andrew Riddle with that mark in defence across half back for Buffaloes, and he's looking around at his options now, decides to go wide, and Bush was involved out there. The ball spilt to the ground. It's Niambo trying to go for a run and bounce. He lost control of it, but regathers now, kicks down towards full forward into the pocket, and Samuel Mutakara got his hands to the ball, but couldn't control it over the boundary line, and a boundary throw in next to the left-hand behind post for Saints, kicking to the airport end of the ground.
Yeah, Saints are pressed in here as well. Got a bit of a block up at half back, which is good, and trying to hold this football in. 5 minutes of play left here, ladies and gentlemen.
So from the throw in over the back, it's Ahmad again, is it, with a quick kick towards goal, but offline this time, and bounces through for a behind. So quickly back into play, the ball slips over the back. Well done by Ganambar. Hand passes over the top, but to no one in particular. Buffs have got some numbers. Rosa's running onto it, loses his footing, but hand passes over the top to the advantage of Ganambar. The bounce didn't help him in the end, but he's still involved and gets a kick forward, and now Joel Burke picks it up nicely on the run and throws it onto the boot, gets it forward where Niambo is first there. Some clever work, sees a long kick down towards full forward, and that'll be a mark, I think. No, it's not paid. Play on's the call, and the kick comes out. Running in there was McPhee, but good defensive work by Buckler. Got the hand pass away now. Saints with the opportunity through Romolo, but there's a free kick here for a sling tackle, and it's going to go Darwin's way. So just a bit overzealous there, Niambo, and it just settles things down for Buffs a bit in defence, and they'll have the chance to set up from across half back. So Mawson switches wide and finds his teammate out there, and Roses has a runner forward, but just fumbled on the first occasion, but Raymond good enough to recover, and off he goes with 3 bounces, then loses control of the ball. Coming in to help was Wesley. Got it back here to Raymond, but he's still involved. Just getting past him, and a beautiful pass to Mankara inboard. Just kept working, didn't he, Robbie? The ball didn't bounce for him a couple of times, but just kept working, and a beautiful pass in the end.
Buffs really need this. Like St Mary's looking like a little bit like the fitter side here at the moment, Stu, now coming in these later minutes of this game. William Mankara kicked the 2 goals early as well, so he's going for his 3rd. He's been a little bit out of it at quite second quarter, but it wasn't a lot of inside 50s, so he's going for his 3rd. Simon Mankara missed that one, so they really needed that one, Buffs, but let's see if they can hold it in and get a repeat score here in a potential 7-point play.
So Ethan Bush with the kicking duties for Saints. He runs out of the defensive goal square. Kicks long outside 50. Parker forced it in the contest down there. Couldn't take the mark. Wilson read it beautifully in front. Now kicks inboard to the centre, but gives Buffs the chance. Out in front was Riddle. He got caught, dragged by the jumper, hand pass forward, and now Buffs across half forward. Well done by Kopp. It's just picked up beautifully, lifted the eyes and saw a player on the lead, John Orstow, out in front, and just hit him up.
I coached against Peter Kopp, under 14s, what was that, 4 years ago, and he was kicking goals from 50 at under 14 level. I was surprised he didn't have a pin there. Well, got a free kick paid.
There's a downfield free kick. It's going to go Saints' way. So it's a free kick further down the field, so it'll come back to the player on the mark for St Mary's. So just you talked about that discipline, Robbie, and that's an example that's cost Buffaloes there.
You're on the inside 50, Stu, and you got a shot on goal here. It's just coach killers.
Exactly. So the mark taken out here by Jello for Saints. He plays on now and just dumps it high around the boundary line. Marking contest, the ball comes to ground. A quick kick forward by Jackson out into some space. Running onto it down here is Niembo. He's run in. He's lost control after bouncing. A hand passes over the top and then taps it forward again. They've got themselves in trouble, and eventually some scrambling defence by Darwin managed to get it over the boundary line, over the goal line.
I think the Buffalo player had Niembo covered good there, but then he sort of just had him down goal side, and Niembo's got some wheels as well, and he just got away from him. Very good.
Kids like to bounce when they don't have to, don't they, Robbie? Just settle and kick. But anyway, Buffs bring it back in after that behind. Parker Fawcett gets one hand to it in front, lays the tackle, but that's a high tackle. And Elijah Williams wants to let him know about it, but he'd be better off just going back and taking his kick, I think, which he does now. And he's coming grandstand side, working hard there, getting on the end of it, Munkara. And he's got a player short, chips around the boundary line to Kopp. And just some tempo play here for Buffs as they kick long down towards half forward. The mark's been claimed there on the second grab, and it's been paid, I think. Yeah, it has, and it's Christopher Kopp who...
Tyrese Raymond just wants the pill.
Christopher Kopp with the mark. He's sees something short. The kick's gone in, but the siren sounds as the ball's in the air, and so that'll end the third quarter, Robbie.
Yeah, a very close contest. St Mary's kicking away for kicking 2 goals there to Buffalo's 1, leading into this 3-quarter time break. You've got AFLNT's coverage here of under-18 football and round 3 Indigenous round. Stay tuned for this last quarter.
To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and it's nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, NTFL Under-18 footy here with Stu Davis and Robbie Hale. Stu, very good game of football this. It's been the cleanest Under-18 game I've seen this year, out of 3 or 4 games. A real top 4 contender game. You've got Palmerston are probably clear out top at the moment, only losing a beaten Buffs by 4 goals last week. But, geez, it's been a good standard game, hasn't it?
Yeah, really loving this game. It's Saints have just nudged ahead by that 7 points, but the pace of the game and the ball movement, it's still anybody's game, and Buffaloes have shown that they can get that run on and score goals quickly.
Yeah, I think the dominance from the St Mary's midfield's been started from the ruck contest, and Buffaloes, I think, just play some quick footy, read those contests and get into their forward line, which has looked dangerous, but second and third quarter there's been a lack of opportunity for them up forward and getting the football in there from the dominant St Mary's midfield with Edward Nabambo, Brett Wilson and also Fawcett getting their hands on it. Putting the Embo up in the ruck again.
So yeah, clearly reaches over the top, gets the hit out looking for Wilson there, but he's beaten 2 at this time, and
Lane Ellis.
Yeah, terrific work all the way through, and he likes the goal. Yes, he has. He's finished it beautifully. That was, as you said, Lane Ellis just doing the work in the midfield, peeling off his opponent, and that's a fantastic finish.
Yeah, if you're just watching us, Buffalo's come out to a really good start in the first quarter, kicking 5 goals. That's only their second goal since the first quarter, but that's, what's that, 30, 40 seconds in, Stu. That's a very quick goal. Lane Ellis is a player that's been a little bit quiet today, but he has played some good footy in the 18s previously, so he's a player that if he can get up and running for the Buffs is really good. I think, oh no, they're all right. Let's see if Tyrese Raymond, where's Tyrese Raymond up forward? You've got a few dangerous players up there. Munkara's kicked his 3. 2 for Munkara and Orsto with 3 up there for them.
So from the restart, it's Fawcett gets his hands to the ball first, but he's wrapped up straight away as he picks it up. Ball spills out now, and Niambo gets a quick kick forward for Saints, but playing in front in defence down there was Williams. Did well to evade the tacklers and then kick out wide where he's got a number of players. Ellis involved again, got dragged in the tackle. Play on. He was called holding the ball, and the whistle went. I think the Saints player didn't realise that the advantage had been paid, and so Buffs the opportunity now as they clear it out of defence. Almost unrealistic attempt to mark there, but Saints still got the ball in hand. Romolo misses with the hand pass, and now Buffs the opportunity out of defence. Bit of paddle ball as it comes into the middle of the ground, and no one can pick it up cleanly. They do now switch it out wide, and the hack kick forward is chopped off by Bush for St Mary's, just backward of centre wing. It goes back to where it came from, and this time it's marked by Christopher Kopp back there, and Buffalo's
bit up and down,
really
Stu.
Yep.
The game's been really good providing those switches and that for the both sides, and get back to that for both sides, Buffs and Saints. Start moving the football, don't be scared. Play with a bit of dare and X factor.
So ball out of bounds here.
Connor Williams has been good as well, down back 24 for Saints.
Yeah.
Undersized sort of key back, and he hasn't dropped much.
So the boundary throw, Wilson read it best, and just kicked long to half forward, running onto it down there. Oh, cleverly done over the top by Panaris as a flying shot at goal under pressure, but just got pushed off it a little bit, and his kick faded out to the right, but that was good work attacking the ball and tapping it to his own advantage.
Just clean footy, hey, Stu Davis.
Yep.
So you could create better opportunities, and if these blokes want to be senior footballers, you're not going to have that time when you go up to seniors. Got to be one grabber, straight grabbing it, feeding it out, quick play and being clean. If you want an example of that, go watch Eddie Betts tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Palmerston.
So Buffs coming grandstand side here. There's plenty of players around the ball. Parker Fawcett involved again, read it best and thumped it back into the forward line, and just floated over the back to Armat, and just Buckler got caught underneath it there, and Armat read it best, just took it on the chest in the end, almost uncontested over the back.
Yeah, Buckler's been good though today, but yeah, just that quick ball movement, quick entry. Got the Buffs defence on the back foot there.
Yeah, Fawcett just got a bit more on it than perhaps the Buffs defenders thought.
At 18's level, yeah.
Yep.
That's Bangarang second for Armat. That moves them out to an 8-point lead here, Stu Davis.
Yeah, that's right. That's the answer to that early one in the last quarter, and probably a bit of a settler, but still plenty of time left in the game, and
8-point lead.
plenty of quality footballers around the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Got a lot of blokes with Premier League experience out here today. Parker Fawcett been outstanding for St Mary's. Tyrese Raymond in patches had a really good first quarter and sort of come in and out of it in the second and third, and Munkara was really good in the first as well. McKinnon Rebo, the centre half back for Buffs, was pretty good in the second and third, but the football's down there as well a lot.
So Nyambo again wins the hit out, but not to Saints' advantage, and Buffs a chance going forward as it was Gunnumbar who read it out of that contest, followed up, got involved in the next play, but Saints trying to force it forward here. Well done by Nyambo. In traffic, picked the ball up cleanly, kicked long down towards half forward, just losing his footing down there was McWilliams. Gave the opportunity for Moroney in defence, but he loses the ball, and Cock gets the ball out into some space. Oh, the mark spilled out there, and now Buffaloes take advantage of that and thump it forward of centre again, and they've got players around the ball here. Gunnumbar does well. Hand passes over the top to Munkara, swings inboard. Now he's found himself in some space, has a couple of players, bounces, he's got a player over the top. It's Orstow again, running into the open goal, and he slams it through, and just that ball handling error across half forward, and Buffaloes pounced and ran it all the way down the ground. It just found some space, used their pace, and ran the ball deep into the forward line.
A lot of clean football there as well, Stu, from the Darwin Buffaloes. You get the ball in the good users, the good decision makers, and it really makes a difference. William Munkara just caressing that down young John Orstow's throat, and that's John Orstow, number 12 for Buffs. That's his 4. So Orstow, I think that's a Tiwi name, so the Tiwi heritage there. Got a few Tiwi boys up there. If I'm coaching Buffs as well, there might be a time soon when they're going to move Tyrese Raymond up into the midfield. He hasn't started. He started forward at the start of this quarter, so he might come in, and Saints will start to rotate through a couple of theirs. I can see Cock on the bench there as well for St Mary's, who is an influential player for them.
Yeah, Zane Jalel's one that we've hardly called tonight, Robbie, and he was really impressive in round one. But
yeah, so we've had 3 goals kicked in 6 minutes here, Stu.
Yeah,
16-minute quarters in under 18 football.
And now another opportunity for Buffs through Kalen Russell. Kicks long, well, that's going to float over the top, and terrific work back there by Michael Williams for Saints. Just trapped the ball with one hand and then ran off and kicked long down towards half forward. It's bouncing inside forward 50 now as Panaris tries to run onto it. He gets his nose over it now, gets the hand pass out well to McWilliams. He's got a player in some space. It's Parker Fawcett. He kicks around the corner off the, just drops it across his boot. Knew exactly what he was doing, but how was the vision and execution there by Anthony McWilliams, Robbie?
Oh yeah, he's been for me, Stu. I think Mick Williams is probably the number 1 player out here that I'd say has attributes of a Premier League footballer. Just clean, and the way he launches at the football and decision making, he could adapt very well to senior football. Parker Fawcett, in hindsight, has been best on ground for mine today so far. Regardless on how this game turns, he's kicked 4 playing midfield, and his work rate's been elite. Yeah,
well, those 2 are the co-captains for Saints, and they've really led the way, haven't they? Just classy players, but the game's not done. It's still a contest, 8 points a margin, and plenty of game time left.
Yeah, and Buffaloes can score quick. Raymond's moved into the ball here, so let's watch him at this stoppage, number 1 for Buffs.
Buffs win a hit out. A rare one. Romolo hacks it off the ground and then follows up well, and now he's got the ball running in front of him. He's under pressure from Munkara, loses possession of the ball. Munkara gets a quick hands forward, and now it's loose on the ground again. Nyambo just paddling it around on the ground, does well, gets a hand pass underground out to Romolo. Romolo chip kick in, and well directed, and finds Mac Jackson in the centre of the ground. Jackson looking to spread here, that's given plenty of height, given the Buffalo opponent the opportunity. It's Orstow, and he uses his skills and then delivers down the ground beautifully, and Now they've got runners out wide as Wesley runs onto it now, but he's under pressure. Good defensive work, and now Burke comes in for Saints and tidies up and kicks outside defensive 50, but keeping his feet out here again for Buffaloes was Ellis, and he delivered the ball inside forward 50, but just overcooked it a bit over the top of his teammate down there in DeSantis, and Joel Burke got his hands to the ball, couldn't mark, and over the boundary line for a throw-in. But
yeah, Buffs trailing by 8 points here. Really need to get something out of this forward entry from Lane Ellis there.
So no Saints ruckman in the ruck contest as the hand passes flicked over the top. King back there, hand passes into space, dangerous space actually, and but Saints have managed to work it all the way out to defensive 50. No play on's the call as diving in there for Saints.
The umpire's been very good today, Stu.
Yeah, it has been terrific actually. They've let it go when they should, and now Romelo's out in some space for Saints, and he chips the ball around the wing, looking there for Panaris. Just couldn't control it initially, and the ball loose on the ground, and Buffs with the opportunity again to bring it out, but Saints working hard in the clinches as Niembo does well and gets it forward and out in front. McWilliams got his hands to the ball, but was under plenty of pressure, and it's forced over the boundary line.
Once McWilliams starts grabbing a few of those, he's really going to become that complete player, isn't he? Showed glimpses today, but as a 15-year-old. Buffs have done well here to spread across as well. St Mary's covered off. Got a couple sitting loose.
So ball on the ground just inside forward 50 for Saints. Wilson ran onto it, but couldn't control it in the end, and another boundary throw in.
Yeah, normally up here as well, Stu, you see a lot of the little midfield sort of sitting forward to centre, sometimes just cheating, but St Mary's have worked really well getting back today and sitting back in that back line and in that space, the ruckman, which is really good today. Point of difference for him.
So reading it from that ruck contest was Wesley's kicked dangerously inside the corridor in defence. Orsto's back there, gets his left foot to it, and he fortunately finds Lane Ellis just at the back of the centre square. He's looking to bring the ball back grandstand side where he's got a couple of players. Mark Spilt down there, but Buffs are first to it on the ground as Riddle kicks down towards half forward. Coming out in defence is Burke. Oh, he's kicked that straight towards the boundary line. He could be in trouble here. You see that when the field umpire starts sprinting towards it, you know what's coming, and that's a Buffalo's free kick. As
just had to hold it up there a tad and hope it didn't roll straight out.
Yeah, it was a bit of a panic kick out of defence, wasn't it?
But they got back. Michael Romelo's a midfielder sitting back in the hole, along with Connor Williams, who has cut off a bit today. Smart decision by Raymond there. Dwayne Ellis just dropped it.
But he's recovered well and kicks long, but just didn't look really, and Saints players were just sat back there in the space, and well read by Niambo, who's just kept improving throughout the game. I think his kicks long. Williams gets his hands to it as it slips over the back on the ground. He toe pokes it forward now. Hand passes over the top again. Gee, he's good with that left hand, isn't he? And Saints inside. Oh, clever work by Ahmad. One-on-one, 20 metres out from goal. Just controlled the ball down in front of himself.
Picked it up and snapped it around the corner. Sitting one out, just clear the forward line, boys, and get the footy into me, and I'll do the rest. Big bangerang Ahmad. Great transition there from Saints. McWilliams there. Obviously, hands are very good. Fumbled a bit at the start, but corrected his error, which was great. Bright idea from Tyrese Raymond, but that kick, if you're blazing away and you're not sure where to go, it's got to go boundary sides. At least you can, create a contest, create a stoppage, another ball in. Yeah, well, you'd said just immediately before that how the Saints midfielders had worked back to get in the hole, and they kicked it straight to them, didn't they? Yeah, I think as a midfielder and as a player, you should know that'll be part of those guys' game that they need to improve. Niambo wins this hit out, running onto it. Romelo clearance out in front of Parker Fawcett out there. He's under plenty of pressure from Williams, but gets the hand pass to the advantage of Kazamba. Kazamba kicks around the corner high. Matt's in there in the contest again, up against Mutakara, but the ball's off hands and over the boundary line, and
where
Byron Armatt's one of those players. He pretty much went missing. You didn't see much of him in the first half, and then, geez, in the second half, he's lit it up, kicking the 3 goals.
yeah, well,
That impact sort of player, isn't he?
that's right. So the boundary throw-in, Fawcett's involved again, but out of defence. Buffalo's players trying to get their hands on it. Ball slips out to McWilliams. He has a shot at goal from about 20 out directly in front, and that'll be the sealer, I would think, as the clock ticks down to a couple of minutes to go. And
2 minutes to go now, Stu. That's all gravy there for Anthony McWilliams. A lot of effort, a lot of work rate, a lot of unrewarded stuff for him today. Goal assists, winning the footy, dishing it out, and gets his lick of the ice cream, so to speak, there, McWilliams, and gets his second.
Yeah, probably something we didn't mention in the call was Romolo at the bottom of the pack there, getting that hand pass out to him just in traffic. Just good work again, and just cool under pressure. The top liners for Saints.
Yeah, this puts Saints right in the ballpark as one of their top 3 sides, and now beating Buffs, having this win against Buffalo's 20 points up now with about a minute to go.
Big thump this time by Nyambo, straight down the ground. Ball ricochets back into the centre, and Saints again first there, but Wilson tackled with the ball and it spilled out, and he'll be penalised. A good tackle by Mawson for Buffaloes. He chips it straight down the centre of the ground, just over the top of his intended target, and Romolo again working back out of the midfield, sweeps a hand pass across to Burke. He tries to duck past the tackle, got caught high, and he'll receive the free kick. He's got players spreading out wide, but didn't see them initially, and now just slowing things down. He's got Fawcett on the lead out here. He ignores that, goes longer, looking for Cock down here in the contest. The ball spills to the ground, and hooked back inside, and a throw has been called, and so it's Angus Cock who will take the free kick here. No, it's not. In fact, it's Gabiku who'll take it, and now just going to chip it around and wind the clock down out to Bush. Bush goes short to Cock, and Saints have the game under their control now. He's got a spare player in the middle, or he's just kicked that too far over Coleman's head, and so running onto it, Ganambar just overran it. Running in there for Saints was Jalel. He lost the ball in the tackle, and he's penalised.
Wrapping up for today's game, I think Fawcett's been best on ground for mine. Orsto with the 2 from Darwin Buffaloes. He's been very good. And I'd give Brett Wilson the 1. He's been very clean today. Final score, ladies and gentlemen. St Mary's getting up here. What is it? 11-6-72 to 8-4-52. Goal scorers: Tyrese Raymond with 1, William Munkara with 2, John Orsto with 4. Had him second best in the votes. For the Saints, Angus Cock with 2, Parker Forsyth with 4, very impressive in a best on ground performance, Anthony McWilliams, and also Byron Armatt. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, for football tomorrow. It starts off with women's football and then out to Norbuild Oval, where Southern Districts will be versing Waratah Football Club. Thanks for tuning in.